Hey guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Evans, and in today's video I just want to go through and quickly unbox and set up two new accessories that I just received for the Zhiyun weebill S. So right here in my hands here I have the transmount image transmission receiver, and over here I have the transmount motion sensor remote controller. So I'm going to unbox these two products quickly. We see what comes in them and then set it up and see how it's gonna work. I already have my transmitter set up on my weebill S ready. So once we get this one set up as well, we're gonna take a look and see how they work together. All right, let's get started. So this beautiful box, peel out the sticker. Here we go, we got some documentation, protected foams, and here we have the receiver itself. It looks almost identical to the transmitter. And let's see what we have inside this small box. Oh, nice. So this time around it looks like they included the HDMI cable. The transmitter never came with the HDMI cable, and so you would have to figure out how to get a micro HDMI to whichever part that your camera uses. But this time around they've included that, so that's pretty good. And here also you have a USB charging cable for the receiver. And here is the same little tiny cold shoe adapter that came with the transmitter as well. If you haven't seen the transmitter, I will leave a video link right in here for when I unbox the transmitter, and also as well as how to set up the transmitter. In this video I'm not going to cover how to set up the transmitter because I already have a video up there that takes care of that piece. And now let's take a look at the remote controller. I'm going to unbox the remote controller as well. Let's take a look and see what's inside this unit as well, and then we'll take a look on how to set these up. Alright, so here we go. Gonna pull this out. Packaging feels so nice. Packed is something similar to the Apple box. So here we are. The box of the transmitter, the remote controller. So let's take this out first. I believe this is the charging cable for the remote. Yep, so you have a charging cable, data port, and the data cable. So this is the data cable, this is the charging cable. And in there as well you also have this nice mounting bracket. So you have this nice movable mounting bracket for your monitor, and you can see this piece moves in and out nicely, so you can use it with any sort of monitor and adjust it perfectly. We're gonna set it up soon and see how it works. And this is the remote control itself. So now that we've unboxed the whole package and we know what comes in each of the boxes, it's time to put everything together. So these are the things that we need to put all of these together. Starting off, I'm going to take my Atomos Ninja V or my Atomos Ninja V, and I'm going to mount this mounting bracket on top of the Ninja V. So the way I'm going to mount this piece is that I'm going to mount using as you can see here, this small plate and the small screw that came with it, and I'm going to mount it at the top with the two white dots, right? The two white dots, those two white dots facing the front of the Ninja V. So I'm going to put this in here, and can use a coin or a screw, but if you're using a screwdriver, make sure you're not tightening it too tight. That's good enough. And what's going to happen is we're going to mount the receiver and take it and slide it right in here like that, right? So that's how the receiver is going to sit. I'm going to disconnect that for now. We're going to have to pair this to the transmitter before we hook it all up. So the next thing is this mounting bracket. So this mounting bracket here, nice and smooth, can slide in and out. What I'm going to do is take the remote control, and I'm going to mount the remote control first. So to mount the remote control, you push down this red button, right, and then slide this in like that, and then you can use this screw at the bottom here to just tighten it, right, and it's steady and firm. And now I'm going to take my Ninja V and I'm going to mount it using that knob onto that part right here, and the Ninja V, it's gonna go in here with the bottom 1/4 pin hole. One thing you want to make sure is that when you mount the Ninja V, you want to make sure that your input and output HDMIs is facing outwards, because if it's in here, depending on the type of cable you're using, it might be too hard to plug in stuff. So make sure that you're mounting it bottom, the right way, with the Atomos or the Ninja sign, the red Ninja sign facing up. That way you can have easy access to the parts, right? So with that mounted, you can slide this thing in and out a little bit, in and out. So I'm gonna mount it with just much space in here for my hands to be able to get a good grip, and I'm gonna tighten it all the way. All right, so there we are. This is set up. For my use case, I'm gonna add on this little Pixie tripod just to give me something to hold on to mount, to put it down on, because otherwise you're gonna have to be putting it down like this as it can't sit, right? So I'm gonna put this Pixie tripod on this, and what it gives me is that it allows me to be able to use the ball head, as you can see, to tilt in and out and adjust this however I want in position and leave it sitting, right? So there we go. Okay, so to pair the transmitter to the receiver, all you gotta do, make sure first that they're both turned off. And with the two of them turned off, what you're gonna do is take the 002 micro cables, plug one end into the transmitter. They both look alike, so just check the sides. The sides have the labels. This is a transmitter, this is the receiver. So I plug one into the transmitter, and this end goes into the receiver. And once you have both of them connected, press the power button. Once you have both of them connected, with the cable, now press and hold down the power button for 3 seconds to turn them both on. And once they are both on, what you now need to do is tap the power button on the transmitter 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're going to see it flashing. Give it a few seconds. Once it's finished flashing and it's past, the transmitter's lights are going to go solid. And there you go, it's now solid, 3 green lights. And it takes about 30 seconds to pair. So now it's all paired and set and ready to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect, and then we can continue the setup. Okay, so now that we have finished the pairing process, it's now time to hook up the cables and see where we're at. So I'm gonna take the receiver and I'm going to slide it in from the back right here, and it clicks in and locks. I'm going to take the HDMI cable and it's going to go in right from the back here, right, and to the HDMI in on the Atomos. And this 002 cable goes in here in the controller and into the receiver. I try to run it a little bit out of the way and into the receiver like that. Right, so that's my whole setup right there. And with this setup completed, now it's time to turn it on and see what we get. So power on the Atomos. The transmitter, the receiver is already on. I'm going to power on the remote controller as well. And as soon as you power on the monitor, assuming everything pairs successfully, you should have this Zhiyun screen. And on here, you're going to see exactly the display settings that you see at the back of the gimbal as well on the remote right here. Right, so to have the image start showing, all you're going to do is double tap the power button on the receiver. So 1, 2, give it a second, and we should start having our image coming through right like that. So there we go. We have the image transmission set up and working, and as you can see, this is just the monitoring piece. And so if I move my camera, you can see the image refreshing on the screen, and there's not too much of a lag. There's a little bit of a lag, but in my opinion it's very acceptable. So this is the first setup, the first use case. We're just using this just for monitoring, and you can do this with or without the gimbal for the monitoring piece. However, what this remote controller gives you is also the ability to now control the gimbal's movements right from here. And to do that, on the button on the side here, there is a button here that you see on and off. This is to turn on the remote control. So once you turn it on, it gives you the ability to now use that controller to control that gimbal. So let's test that out now and see how that works as well. Okay, so there we go. I turned on the control feature, and as you can see, as I move, the gimbal also moves. I can pan and tilt. This is my tilt. I can tilt up and down. I can pan from left to right here, and you can change the modes of the gimbal also from here because you have all the buttons. Let me bring this down so we can see. Tilt right there so we can see. As you can see here, you have your controls here, so you can use these controls for the gimbal. I have my sensitivity really low, so the movements are really. You can start and stop recording from here, and you have your scroll wheel, which gives you access to the menu, right? And you can go through the menu. And because this is a Sony camera, I can use the rocker button at the back here to do zoom, right? So I can zoom in, zoom out like that. And by the way, this zoom is not from the focus model. This is from the what we call the clear image zoom, because I have my camera set to use clear image zoom. So this is clear image zoom at work right there, right? And I can just keep controlling this like that. Okay guys, so that's it for this video. Leave your thoughts in your comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and as usual, stay blessed and keep creating.